Okay, close your eyes for just a second. Seriously, try it. I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning, the sun is just starting to filter through the blinds, the house is completely quiet, and there's just a totally different energy in the air.
You roll over and nothing. There's no blaring alarm clock demanding that you start your day before your body is actually ready. You wake up entirely on your own terms.
You wander into the kitchen, pour yourself a fresh cup of coffee, and as you take that first quiet sip, a profound realization just kind of washes over you. You answer to literally no one today. There's no boss waiting for you to log on, clock in, or report your progress. No endless, soul-crushing Monday morning status updates. No stress about climbing the corporate ladder or waking up in a cold sweat panicking over how you're going to pay the bills. You step outside, take a deep breath of fresh air, and realize the ultimate truth. You never actually have to work again. Now I know what you might be thinking. Sounds impossible, right? Kind of like a Hollywood movie. But for thousands of Americans, this isn't a fantasy at all. This is exactly what retirement looks like. Which brings up the ultimate question. How much money does it actually take to buy that kind of life?
Now, if you ask around about what it takes to achieve total financial freedom, most people picture a literal mountain of gold. They think you need $10 million, maybe $20 million, or even more to truly step away from the grind. But the reality is actually much more grounded. What if I told you that $2 million, invested wisely, could completely change your trajectory and unlock that exact dream we just talked about? Which, of course, brings up a terrifying question, one that keeps a lot of folks up at night. Would $2 million really be enough? Or is this a trap where you walk away from your career only to slowly run out of money when you need it most? Well, as we go through this explainer, you're going to see exactly what kind of lifestyle a $2 million portfolio can actually buy you.
All right, let's get right into the math, specifically the 4% rule.
Look, retirement isn't about just crossing your fingers and hoping everything works out. It's about reaching that critical tipping point where your money starts working way harder than you do. Enter the 4% rule. Think of this as the foundational secret of wealth preservation. Basically, if you invest in a diversified portfolio, historical data suggests you can withdraw around 4% each year, adjusting for inflation along the way, and safely preserve your savings over a multi-decade retirement. It's the baseline mechanical rule that makes financial independence a reality.
So let's put this machinery to the test, shall we? Let's do the cold, hard math together. We start with our target portfolio size, $2 million. A substantial sum, absolutely for sure, but definitely not that $20 million myth society tells you that you need.
Next, we apply our mechanical rule. We take that $2 million portfolio and we multiply it by 4%. That becomes your safe, controlled withdrawal rate. And boom, there's the magic number that equation produces, $80,000. That is the gross income generated for you automatically every single year, without putting on a uniform, without dealing with rush hour traffic, without asking anyone for permission to take a vacation. Your investments are literally out there doing the heavy lifting for you. To make this completely tangible, let's break that 80 grand down. It equals roughly $6,700 every single month. Now, keep in mind this is before taxes, but with smart withdrawal strategies, a really large chunk of this can stay right in your pocket, month after month, year after year. $6,700 just automatically generated.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Let's break down your monthly freedom budget.
Let's imagine a retired couple living in a medium-cost American city, and their mortgage is completely paid off. What does this lifestyle buy? It basically reads like a classified dossier of freedom. First, $1,500 allocated for groceries, which means you're eating very well. Then $1,000 carved out for healthcare and insurance, because let's face it, that's a vital reality of aging. $800 set aside every single month just for travel. $500 to fund your hobbies, whatever they might be. And another $700 for eating out at restaurants. Now, we aren't talking about private jets, mega yachts, or billionaire luxury here. We're talking about a highly comfortable, completely stress-free lifestyle.
But as you look at that incredibly comfortable life, we have to confront reality for a second. Because there's a catch, a major cliffhanger in everyone's financial journey that we really have to talk about. Getting to that $2 million summit is honestly the hardest part of the entire blueprint. Why? Because it absolutely does not happen overnight. It happens one investment, one paycheck, 1 year at a time. This kind of shatters the dangerous illusion that you have to already be rich to invest. Wealth is built slowly, but this slow, grinding reality, that's exactly where most people just throw in the towel.
Which brings us to our final and most important concept, the power of consistency.
To really understand how this plays out in the real world, let's look at a timeline. Meet Michael. In year 1, Michael is just 25 years old. He earns a completely average salary. There is nothing extraordinary about his income at all. But instead of trying to get rich quick, he makes a powerful choice. He decides to invest consistently, every single month. By year 10, disaster strikes. The market crashes. Panic is everywhere. But Michael, he stays consistent. By year 20, the market explodes higher, breaking records. People are making wild, emotional bets left and right. Michael just ignores the noise. He ignores the terrifying headlines, and he ignores the euphoria. Fast forward to year 35. Those seemingly ordinary, boring monthly investments have compounded and grown into something absolutely extraordinary. He didn't find a secret meme stock. He wasn't relying on pure luck. He reached his goal simply because he stayed consistent.
He succeeded because of one brilliant philosophy. He trusts time way more than emotion. He removed human panic from the equation and just let the math do its thing. So I'll leave you with a question. When you look at your own financial journey, are you letting the daily emotions of the market dictate your future? Or are you ready to trust time, stay consistent, and start building your very own $2 million blueprint today?